Hey guys, King of Charmers here, to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you this ABB budget team for the Weather Cup. I don't like this cup. It's filled with a bunch of randomness, random XLs, and it's just really freaking annoying. There's no, for both open and weather, there's literally no mod in this cup or no combination that's going to really give you a huge edge. In fact, it's so annoying that Primaria 2-shield strat with Charm is one of the best things in this cup, which is just super annoying. Just because Primarina with Charm, there's nothing that really stops it, unless it's Obama and other grass types like Venusaur, etc. But the problem is Charm Primarina, yes, and just other Charmers. But yeah, I hate this cup. But if you're on a budget, and definitely Open Ultra League isn't as friendly as the Weather Cup is when it comes to budget, these mods only cost 10k dust each for its second move. So this is Blaziken lead, Samurott safe switch, and Swampert to close out. Yes, your back row can lose to a whole bunch of things, but there are ways to win. And you will see in one of my battles how I come out of this literal, like, okay, this one thing beats my entire team. Because people that say, oh my gosh, this one thing beats your entire team and that means you should automatically lose. No, guess what? I'm going to show you how to play out of it, what you can do to play out of it, or one of the ways you can play out of it. So yeah. But before we get started, this is my therapist mental health tip of the day. And since we're talking about budget here, you can go ahead and skip your budget time, even though this is what I'm about to say is very useful information. You can skip 2 minutes or go to chapters. So for this, it's the cost of therapy. So how much does therapy cost? A lot. In fact, therapy can falls between, for a single session, frequently falls between $100 and $200. But sometimes it's even more than that. Some will offer lower fees while some charge more, and ultimately it depends on whether health insurance is involved or not. Yes, therapy can be covered by insurance, and there's also something called sliding fees. So if a place decides to take sliding fee, that means you can get therapy for really low, depending on your income that you get. Here for the city of Fremont that I worked for, they do a sliding scale fee to where if you make a session can cost as little as $5 off your pocket for one therapy session. Therapy can be affordable. Don't listen to those idiots out there in social media that said therapy is expensive and you shouldn't look into it. No, there are many ways to afford therapy. You're just dumb and you don't know exactly what the fuck you're talking about. And yes, I will curse in this one instance because social media pisses me off at how much you use clout to... Mental health should not be used for clout when you don't have it or you just don't have expertise in it. I've seen so many things on social media, it's super wrong. And unless you are practicing or licensed or you're a mental health professional, which only less than 1% of the world can call themselves that title, you should not talk. And that's what it is. But yes, therapy is affordable. Take a look at this article below and take a look at it, and there are definitely many ways that therapy can be affordable. And without further ado, this is my budget ABB team for the Weather Cup, and I hate this cup, but you know what? This is what this team actually can work really well. And without further ado, let's get started. All right, here are the battles. These are pretty nuts. I'm going to lose the lead with Blaziken a lot. And here's the first one. Swamperts are going to be your worst nightmare with this team. And as you see here, I'm going to swap into Samurott. Samurott is a really great safe switch. And it's actually able to give Swampert a decently hard time. As you see here, I get jebaited, and that really sucks. And we get a Wall Rain switched into us. Wall Rain isn't great, even though the fact that we do resist Weather Ball. The thing is, this thing still has Earthquake, and it's really tanky. So we're able to grab the first shield with Mega Horn. Mega Horn will do big damage if it's able to land. And I love how it has a sword. Its animation, the Samurai has literally one of the best animations in the world. It's like, what's a good sword anime? Like Sword Art Online, if you know that. Sword Art Online, that's probably one of the key ones that I've noticed. Or if you're in the fan of Final Fantasy VII, literally every main character almost has a sword. Cloud, Squall, the Onion Knight, the Warrior of Light, we all have swords. And as you see here, we're going to get Icicle Spear down, but that's okay. We're going to send in Blaziken and farm down here. I have a whole Swampert to deal with, and I am hoping to be able to either catch a Hydro Cannon, but that plan kind of went out of the wall because my opponent, as you see here, they actually stopped tapping. And that's probably because my opponent was trying to fire a Hydro Cannon instead of trying to tap out. They shield the Blade Bird, and as you see, we got Swampert on Swampert action. I still have a shield, but yeah, that's unfortunate that that lag happened. Even though I'm able to eat an Earthquake here, even if I had the extra ones, because there's a Typhlosion in the back, unfortunately, my opponent isn't going to have much, isn't going to be able to come out with a dub here. As you see here, I'm going to fire a Hydro Cannon, and because they have a Typhlosion, that's literally what's going to cause them to lose. So even if my opponent did get all that energy, they're going to lose because I'm going to be able to I'm just able to farm down here, and my opponent's Swampert is practically dead. There's nothing it can really do. Because they had the Typhlosion in the back, unfortunately, I come out with a dub. Earthquake will go through, and like I mentioned, even if they didn't stop tapping, I still would have been able to do the same thing I did just because they had Typhlosion in the back. So it's very, very unfortunate my opponent just keep on tapping. Next up, I have Legend on Legend action. I think I know this person. I was like, this person's really good. I forgot who the heck it was, but you know what? Everybody that has a Legend pose is probably going to be really freaking good at this game. And we get a Lapras. And I'm like, oh great, Lapras C-Switch. So fun fact, Lapras isn't that bad in this cup. Here's the problem though. That's if you don't call the Earthquakes. And as you see here, I'm just Earthquaking everything. And for some odd reason, this lag is back. Like, for real, dude. Like, it's ridiculous. I don't know why it's been 13, 14 seasons to go Battle League, and you still can't have this game fixed most of the time. Like, it's ridiculous. This has been happening for weeks now. I don't get why it's doing that. Seriously, there's no excuse for Niantic. And unfortunately, you get 6, 9, 4, 20 times a bajillion Earthquake. Full freaking wow. We take out an entire Lapras with dual Earthquakes, and this one's going to likely break a shield with a third one. So holy crap. We know we got a Talonflame to contend with, so I can't bring Blaziken in the back. But because of the fact that we have a shield advantage, we can come out with a dub. As you see, I send in Blaziken. This is probably going to be an Octazooka. But, unfortunately, I can't shield it. That's basically what I'm trying to say here. I get the debuff. I'm waiting for me to get debuffed, and I swap out. So, here's the problem here. If my opponent gets another debuff, I'm likely going to lose. So, I'm banking on a coin toss. So, I'm hoping that they don't coin toss me, and they don't actually debuff me. Thank you, gosh. And the thing is, Kingdra's also ultra dangerous because of Charmers and Gyarados is in the back. And Megahorn goes through and almost wipes out almost all of Kingdra's HP. Now, I'm trying to be very careful here. You have to time I have to time these Hydro Cannons perfect. But because that Kingdra is practically almost dead, all I have to do is get to another Hydro Cannon. That or my opponent's probably going to quit out because they realize it's game over. One Hydro Cannon would have put him in the danger range, and they would have to get to another one anyway. So that likely would have been GG's just because Kingdra was so low. Next, we got Abomasnow onto our Blaziken, and this is a matchup I love. And they swap in a Walrein, and my brain is like, why would you have two things weak to Blaziken? I don't know. But anyways, as you see here, Blaziken is an incredible budget pick. And you don't even need Blast Burn, it's Blaze Kick Brave Bird. Because Blaze Kick only takes 5 counters to get to in comparison to Blast Burn, that's why it's so good. And Brave Bird will kill a lot of things at certain ranges or threaten and do high damage to your opponent's matchups. We're just going to straight Blaze Kick here. If my opponent shields, it's game over because Blaze Kick still does a decent chunk amount of damage. And we get a Swampert in the back, so this is actually terrible. I catch a Hydro Cannon here. It's 5 Mud Shots to a Hydro Cannon, so that's why I'm going to catch here. This is going to create a wing addition for me. I didn't want to catch on my Swampert, but you know what? This is actually overkill after looking back at this, because as you see, Abomasnow comes back. Megahorn is not resisted, and it does super effective damage. So this is going to hurt a lot given my opponent doesn't shield, and they don't actually shield. They're trying to call a bait. But because freaking Fury Cutter charges so quickly, unfortunately my opponent is going to be able to get to another move here. This is a Weather Ball. Even if they Energy Ball, I still have a shield, or I still have a whole Swampert and a Blaziken, and now this Swampert is going to die. And that's GG's. As you see, Blaziken is incredible for taking out those ice types. It beats Cradily as well. So it beats Abomasnow, it beats Cradily. Brave Bird does big damage. I like it a lot. Hydro Cannon goes off. This will take out our Samurott, but it doesn't really matter because it's literally game. All I have to do is get to Earthquake, and that should finish with my opponent, and Swampert dies at this range. If it's a Shadow, Shadow probably does a little more, but I'm being a little fancy here. I'm going to fire this Hydro Cannon, send Blaziken, and just punch down this thing. Waiting for the Season 3 punch of One Punch Man should be out pretty soon, and I'm hoping that it comes out pretty soon because, you know, we're just gonna, I'm looking forward to it. I hope y'all are too, for you, my fellow anime fans. We got Samurott on Blaziken, and guess what? This actually isn't that bad. Samurott, bug, fighting resist bug, so counters are doing neutral damage here. So this is actually a very interesting matchup. I do have to shield Hydro Cannons though. Technically, Samurott still wins this matchup. Just because they can get to 3 Hydro Cannons, and I have to force shields, or this Brave Bird has to go through. If it goes through, that's great. If it doesn't, I'm in trouble. Brave Bird goes through, and unfortunately we are unable to break a shield, but we're only able to break a shield, but I'm able to catch this Hydro Cannon onto Samurott. So as you see, fancy catches are required of Samurott. And I should be able to get to my Hydro Cannon, or I'll win CMP. In this case, I think I won CMP, so I'm going to fire this Hydro Cannon, and this should likely kill. The problem is that I have a Terrakion, and my brain is like, wait, what? A Terrakion? Terrakion is very spammy. It only takes 3 double kicks to get to a Sacred Sword. And as you see here, Sacred Sword hurts a lot. This should break a shield, but the good thing is I have a Swampert in the back, so this is great for us. So we're going to break that last shield. Send in Swampert. 1 Hydro Cannon should either put this thing into kill range, or it's going to put it in a lot of danger. The problem with double kick Terrakion is that it gets there super fast, and Sacred Sword hurts a lot. As you see against Samurott, it hurt a lot. So I'm going to overcharge just a little bit here, get a little bit of extra energy, and fire this Hydro Cannon. So now I'm hoping that whatever, actually it's pretty much game over. I have Swampert versus a Blaziken, and they have nowhere to go at this point. I could have gone for the Earthquake, but 1 Earthquake won't actually kill, so I go for 2 Hydro Cannons. Maybe I can get CMP, or my opponent's going to have to blow their energy anyways. And then Blaziken should be able to close out this matchup by just countering down. GG's to my opponent. I try to catch a move, but instead I get on CMP. Even if they fire the Earthquake, Earthquake actually doesn't kill at this range. It's going to put me in the red. And then all I'm going to do is send a Blaziken, like I mentioned, and just beat the unholy crap out of this poor Swampert. And this one, my final battle for this ABB budget team, is going to be freaking sweet. Because I face an XL Jellicent. I hate defigures. I hate the fact that XLs are so dominant. And what the heck? Like, no, seriously, like, what the heck? I mean, I did GoFest, and I did GoFest, traded all of my Frillishes to this day, and I still don't have an XL Jellicent. So, yeah. They bubble beam me here, and I'm gonna have to be really fancy. The problem with this mon is it literally beats my entire team. It doesn't wall everything I have to offer, but it's extremely dangerous. As you see here, we're going to get to an Earthquake. I need to take out this thing as fast as possible. And luckily, I'm able to call all the bubble beams. Because you big bee's knees, freaking bubble beam me, death, etc. I'm not going to shield anything here. I'm hoping they let go of their Jellicent. 1 Shadow Ball won't kill a regular Swampert. And I'm hoping 69420 Earthquakes come through. The magnitude is so strong that it will wipe your freaking Jellicent from the face of the freaking planet. And I'm hoping that exactly does that. Because they're up shields anyway. So they have shield advantage. I mean, they're not up shields, but as you see here, mine debuffs. So this is still dangerous. I swap into Blaziken, fire a Blaze Kick, and hopefully they grab a shield here, thinking it's a Brave Bird. So I'm just being ultra fancy right here. And we do break a shield. And we get a Swampert. This is actually terrible. I'm going to fire Brave Bird here and hope I grab a shield. Either way, I want Blaziken to get taken out by 1 Hydro Cannon because I don't want this thing to gather a bunch of energy. And we have 2 shields anyways. So with 2 shields, this should be game over. Because Samurott, 2 shields chat, going to smack this poor Swampert to oblivion. And Swampert has to get to 2 Hydro Cannons. Or it has to get to 3, actually. I'm going to fire Mega Horn just because I actually don't know the damage here. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to put it in a Farm Town position. And I do! So I'm going to shield right here just in case it's an Earthquake. But I have 2 shields anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to shield this Hydro Cannon. I'm probably going to shield another Hydro Cannon, but that's okay. Swampert is so dang freaking... And it's actually not over there. It's so dang fast, but surprisingly, it's not able to get to another one. And now I got wall rate. This is a problem, though. I have to call this Earthquake, and I do. Even in the 1-0s, the problem is wall rain is very tanky. So it's going to take 2 Mega Horns to kill. Or I have to get it low enough to where that Hydro Cannon I banked on Swampert should be able to kill. Which I'm just banking on right now. So I'm going to fire this Hydro Cannon. And the reason I'm firing Hydro Cannons is like I mentioned before. This should put the position in where this thing has to fire its move. And then Swampert, even though it's at 1 HP in a dream, it should be able to win CMP and take out this wall rain for the dub. So So as you see here, I have the shield, I send in Swampert, and then boom. And I have a shield anyway, so it doesn't really matter if they send Aero Threat. That bait call was the reason I won. This is overkill. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. This is my budget ABB team for the Weather Cup. And as you see, it does pretty dang well in this cup. And that's GG's. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And that's game! That last battle was insanely sweaty. I don't know how the hell I came out with a win condition, but you know what I did, and that's just how much I hate XLs. And whoever decided to make this cup into fruition, you should get fired. Ultra League is terrible. Master League in general is terrible too. A lot of people that climb either have those mons, like, or get really lucky early on in Great League. Just because the Psychic Cup, literally every open cup is absolute chaos right now. The meta is so ballooned up that everyone, you could play what a lot of people are doing nowadays, and what's really bad for newer players, you play a team and you expect to do well with it, or you get a good day and then you have a bad day. There is no combination out here that's going to give you a solid glimpse that will cover everything that's meta. It's impossible. So that's because there are so many things now with move updates and no bans or nerfs. There are so many buffs and move remakes that it overshadows any nerfs, like how Ready Steel got buffed anyways, and that just shows you just how broken PvP is and how it desperately needs to be overhauled if it wants to be competitive. Show 6 is still heavily luck as well, just because if you call rock paper scissors, you can technically do it, but how many games you see out there that really care about a rock paper scissors show 3 format? No. Teams literally spend hundreds of hours in shows, like with analyzing teams and comps and player skills at the same time. That Pokemon Go doesn't have that type of depth. If that was true, every single leaderboard player in here or every single person on the top of the leaderboard himself would be dominating tournaments. It's not true. They don't. In fact, a lot of those top players lose and don't even make it to the finals. So yeah, or don't even place in top 4 to where they qualify. So it's a myth. You can all become legends. Just work hard, press through, and y'all can make it, because this game doesn't have as much depth as other games do. And that's why you don't see a lot of esports investing into it. That's a conversation for another time. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Do me a favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. I stream Friday through Sunday as of right now. Monday is going to be up in the air just because I had a little change in my work schedule, but we'll see that. But anyways, I hope to see y'all on Twitch on Friday through Sunday, and hopefully y'all are doing well in Season 12. I know it's bad. Either skip all of Ultra League, or hopefully I would give it a try. If this is your weakest league, use this as practice. That's what I'm doing right now. Use this league as practice, and then hopefully it rolls over to the next season. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.